Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to stay absolutely calm, even in chaos? Imagine being cut off in traffic, feeling nothing, facing unfair criticism, and simply smiling, getting rejected, insulted, standing tall like a mountain untouched by the storm. That's the power of Stoicism. Not just a philosophy, a survival tool, a way of life, a fortress for your mind. Today, we're diving deep into 7 core Stoic lessons that will help you stay grounded, no matter what life throws at you. And don't just listen passively. Stay until the very end. Because the last principle might just change how you respond to everything. If you're on a journey to emotional mastery, wisdom, and inner peace, subscribe now and join this tribe of modern-day Stoics. Let's grow together. Lesson 1. Embrace what you can control. The heart of Stoicism begins with a truth that sets you free. Control is an illusion, except for what happens within you. Epictetus taught us about the dichotomy of control. That is, there are things you control, your thoughts, actions, and mindset, and things you do not, like the weather, the economy, or someone else's opinion of you. You are not responsible for outcomes. You're responsible for effort. It's like an archer. You can aim, breathe, and release with focus. But once the arrow leaves the bow, it's in fate's hands. Worrying about the result only creates tension, not improvement. When you let go of what's outside your control and focus your energy inward, you'll find that peace isn't about silence. It's about clarity. Lesson 2. Accept life as it is. Marcus Aurelius, a man who ruled an empire, still wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Acceptance is not weakness. It's wisdom. You will face loss, illness, injustice." But the Stoics didn't believe in pretending these things don't hurt. They believed in not letting them rule you. What does that mean? It means understanding that life's ups and downs are not mistakes. They are the rhythm of nature. Fighting reality drains your energy. Flowing with it builds resilience. As Marcus said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Acceptance turns suffering into strength. Try it with something small. Accept that traffic jam, that harsh word, that missed opportunity, and notice what happens to your peace. Lesson 3. Practice present moment awareness. We're not distracted because the world is noisy. We're distracted because our minds are untrained. Seneca, one of the most poetic Stoics, reminded us, true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Mindfulness, true Stoic awareness, is not about zoning out. It's about zoning in. It's about paying attention to what's in front of you, the person you're talking to, the flavor of your food, the sensation of your breath. Why? Because the present is the only moment you ever live in. The past is gone. The future doesn't exist yet. And when you stop ruminating and start noticing, your mind becomes quieter, stronger, more disciplined. Train your attention like a muscle. Because the Stoic doesn't just think clearly, he sees clearly. Lesson 4. Build resilience. Through challenge, Epictetus once said, "Difficulties are things that show a person who they are." Modern society teaches us to avoid pain. But the Stoics? They ran toward it. Not because they liked suffering, but because they knew adversity is the training ground of the soul. Hardship isn't something to fear. It's a mirror showing you how much grit you've really got, how deep your strength runs. Think about this. When did you grow the most in life? Was it during comfort or crisis? Now ask yourself, are you dodging discomfort right now? What would happen if you leaned into it instead? The Stoic chooses what is hard because it is meaningful. They know that ease makes you soft, but struggle makes you sharp. Lesson 5. Choose your response. Always. When you can't control the world, control your reaction. That's the Stoic superpower. The ability to pause, to think, to decide, to choose. Your emotions may rise, but you don't have to be ruled by them. Someone may insult you, but you don't have to be injured by it. As Epictetus reminded us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You are not your first impulse. You are the space between stimulus and response. And in that space is your power. Each time you act with intention instead of reaction, you become a Stoic, not in name, but in nature. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, ask, what am I choosing right now? Is it helping me or hurting me? Now, which of these lessons did you feel most deeply? Was it the reminder to stay present? The courage to face hardship head on? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and not just that. Share your story. Now let's continue. Remember what we said at the beginning, that if you stayed with us to the very end, you'd leave with a new lens, a shift in how you respond to everything. This is it. These lessons can change how you respond to everything. Lesson 6. Master the gap between stimulus and response. Let's talk about a lesson that every Stoic, every monk, every true master has lived by. But most men ignore their entire lives. The space between what happens and how you choose to react to it, that gap, is where your power lives. Most people? They react instantly. Someone insults them, they fire back. Life throws a curveball, they panic. A woman pulls away, they beg. A friend disappoints them, they explode. It's automatic. But Stoics live in the pause. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That gap, the moment between stimulus and response, is where you get to choose your reaction. That's where you decide if you'll act with emotion or wisdom, impulse or intention, weakness or discipline. Let's break this down. A woman ghosts you. Instead of texting her 9 times and spiraling, you sit back, breathe, reflect. Was it disrespectful? Maybe. But will reacting emotionally win her back, or just show you're easily shaken? In that pause, you reclaim your dignity. You lose your job unexpectedly. The average man panics, screams, crumbles. But the Stoic sees the pause as an invitation, a window to reframe. Okay, this happened. Now what strength can I build here? In that pause, you take back control. Someone disrespects you online? The weak man replies. Fumes, tries to win a comment war. The Stoic reads it, maybe even laughs, then closes the app, goes to the gym, builds something in silence. In that pause, you grow beyond them. This one principle, mastering that tiny pause, is how you become untouchable. And don't just take it from philosophy. Modern neuroscience backs it too. The prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain, is activated only if you pause long enough before reacting. But most people stay trapped in the amygdala, the fear center, because they never pause. So in a way, learning to pause isn't just Stoic, it's evolutionary power. Now let me tell you a quick story about a man who changed everything by learning to master the pause. His name was Elias. He grew up in a rough neighborhood, constant fights, chaos, and ego. One day, walking home from work, a guy shoved him hard in a crowded train station. Everyone turned. Tension rose. The old Elias, he would have swung. But that day, he paused, inhaled, looked the man in the eye, then smiled and said, "You must be having a hell of a day. I won't add to it," and walked away. That moment changed Elias forever. He realized, I can choose who I become in every moment, and no one else can take that from me. Most of us aren't born with that skill, but we can train it. Every day, we get chances to practice the pause. Before we hit send, before we give in, before we act on impulse, ask yourself, in this gap, who am I choosing to be? That's the shift that rewires how you move through life. Lesson 7, delay gratification. Embrace the long war. This final principle isn't just another Stoic tip. It's a mental revolution. One that rewires how you approach pain, temptation, frustration, and failure. Here it is. Most people live life trying to escape discomfort. The Stoic, he trains to withstand it, even welcome it, because he understands one eternal law of life. Easy now equals hard later. Hard now equals peace later. In other words, success is reserved for those willing to be uncomfortable longer than everyone else. Seneca once said, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." That means we run from pain like we'll die, but we chase fleeting pleasure like we'll live forever. It's backwards. The Stoic doesn't live for the moment, he uses the moment to build the man. He knows the discipline of delayed gratification is the ultimate advantage in a world obsessed with shortcuts. Think about it. Anyone can quit when it hurts. Anyone can lash out when angry. But the man who waits, watches, withholds, endures, that man becomes unbreakable. Because every time you delay gratification, you train your nervous system to obey your will, not your cravings. Final questions for you. What in your life right now requires patience instead of panic? Where are you seeking quick wins when you should be building slow victories? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell us your story. Tell us your struggle. And tell us which of the 7 lessons you needed to hear today. You might just be the reminder someone else was waiting for. If this spoke to something in you, don't let it be just another video. Subscribe to the Stoic Guy and join a community that's building not just views, but virtue. So stay stoic, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one.